Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Every organization needs a hero. Now, I'm not going to disclose, but right now we're working with 3 different companies where each organization is lucky enough to have a hero. Now, a hero is somebody that is willing to speak up, talk to upper level management, represent the views of the people. Now, with that being said, I even cringe saying what I just shared with you. See, I think everybody should go to the source. I think where we have a lack of trust in the workplace is when people tell other people and they don't tell the people that are the most important, the people that they're complaining about or the people that they need to work more effectively with, the source. See, heroes are willing to listen. Heroes will take things on top of their own job duties. Heroes will do that for the betterment of the organization, not themselves. Now, right now, I'm working with 2 heroes that have the trust of the executive team. They listen to these people. Every organization needs a hero. Now, on the other hand, I have a friend who works at an organization, and I said, well, why don't you go to the CEO or the CFO? And she said, nobody will do that. We're in fear of our jobs, which sadly, everybody, is the most common reaction we get. See, every company needs a hero, somebody that the upper level management team will listen to. Now, I don't think a hero should always represent the people. I think a hero should look at somebody and say, John, you need to have this conversation directly. You need to go to the source. You need to talk to the CFO, and I'll help you. And if you want me to go with you, I'll be there with you. Yet you have to represent these things because I might take them out of context. I won't represent them the way you would factually and objectively and accurately. Every organization needs a hero, especially organizations that have been in discord, where there's a lack of trust or maybe turnover, or maybe there's been a layoff or whatever the case might be. What happens, and upper level management needs to hear this more than anybody. When there's discord, do you know what happens? When there's a layoff, when there's something that's going on that people disagree with, I love the concept of organizational chatter. It gets very quiet. Do you know why it gets quiet? Out of fear. Now, I just saw something where Elon Musk from Twitter took over Twitter and was on a radio show with his head of compliance, and he fired her right on the spot, right in front of people doing a radio show. I saw the video. It was very uncomfortable. I'm not saying he's not justified, but I thought, wow, would I ever want to share my feelings in that organization? See, when you have a yelling and telling and commanding and demanding culture coming from the top down, and you have people who have a fear of not only just looking up, but more or less speaking upward, you have an organizational issue. Heroes are people that can help you. They're the people that can talk to the people and say, you need to have this conversation directly. You need to do X, Y, Z. I'll help you. A hero can't always represent the people, yet they can get the conversation going. So let me ask you, does your organization have a hero? It's not a group of people. It's usually one person if you're lucky. Number 2, do you have an executive team that's willing to listen? I have the good fortune of working with the president of a publicly traded company that when I first started working with him, people were wondering how it would go. It is some of the best work I've ever done with anybody because there's absolute trust. He listens, and he listens to his hero. And I said to him just about 2 weeks ago, I said, think about not having that. And he said, yeah. He said, I never thought of that. I said, think about not having that. Think about not having that person that represents your organization. I said, where would we be? He said, I don't think we'd be as well off as we are. I said, right. That position takes guts. Now, I've said to both of my heroes, you may never have the executive team that you have right now who's willing to listen to you ever again the rest of your life because it's very rare. See, the way we solve this, everybody, is we first start with upper level management, calling people in for listening chats. Having people come into their office and say, share with me what you're seeing. What are you going through? What am I potentially not seeing? If you had to give me 2 bits of advice, what would it be? And only saying thank you. And yes, I get the question all the time. What if I hear something I don't agree with? I said, bite your tongue, swallow a cup of blood. Build the trust of communication. The minute you say, yeah, but, they're never going to want to come through your office again. Number 2, teach people how to have conversations upward. Coaching upward is not judging upper level management. It is providing visibility and protection, such as Mr. Mrs. CFO or CEO. I wanted your permission to share with you a perspective and give you some visibility, which you may or may not already be aware of, yet I didn't want to make assumptions of what you knew for the betterment of the organization. If we teach people language like that, conversations become multi-directional. They're not just downward. Every company should have a hero. Where there's a hero, there's an opportunity to increase communication. There's an opportunity to increase trust. There's an opportunity to increase coaching, mentoring, and talent development that leads to greater talent development and retention. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.